Testing. All right, subpart E. Non-bulk packaging for hazardous material other than Class 1, Class 7. 173, 158, nitric acid. Nitric acid exceeding 40% of the concentration may not be packaged with any of the materials nitric acid with a concentration which does not contain sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid with the impurities when they offer to transportation transported highway water shall be packaged with the specification containers as follows. The 1A1 stainless steel drums are authorized subject to the following limitations. Stainless steel UV drums must be conformed with the following thicknesses. Drum weight less than 85% of the original Terrier weight may not be used. The type 304 other grades of the equivalent corrosion resistant steels and welded conditions are permissible with a nitric acid concentration up to in 78% of all the concentrations. Nitric acid, the following are permissible. Type 304 with a heat treated, quenched in water 1900 degrees Fahrenheit, stabilized. Type 347 is as well the condition stabilized. Type 347 is steel stress relieved 804 degrees and 900 degrees Celsius. Stabilized. Type 347 hot, heat treated with quenching water of 1900 degrees Fahrenheit or other grades of equivalent corrosive resistance. All parts of the drum is expected to the ending of the capable of the corrosive effects of the nitric acid with the extent with 65% boiling. Nitric does not penetrate the metal with more than 0.002 of an inch per month. ASTM A262 may be with a suitable corrosion heat testing procedure. Additional marking with the required one statute 178.503 subchapter. Of this subchapter, the following marks are lettering at least with a half-inch height with the might be placed within the drums and with the transport nitric acid. Type of the shield, with the body with the head sheath identified with the American iron shield with the institute, the type of the name and number with the in addition letter with the HC found when the shield is designated with the container with the sub-exchange stress relieving heat treatment during manufacture thickness in millimeter with the metal with the thickness part with the thickness of the metal in the body. Difference from that in head both and must be indicated with a slang line between that within the gauge of the body indicating first original Terrier weight with the kilograms proceed with the letters TW. Example of marking required in B14 A, B, and C, section 304 HT1.92.7 TW55 4H1 expanded plastics outer packaging with a glass inner receptacles not greater than 2.5 liters. Capacity each no more than 2.5 liters, and inner receptacles may be packed within one or outer pack with nitric acid. 80% of the grade of the concentration does not contain the sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid impurities while offered by the transportation or transported with the rail or highway. Water drums may be packaged 1B1 aluminum drum. The nitric acid 90% of the greater concentration was offered with the transportation or transported by the rail or highway. Water may be packaged as follows in 41C, 4C2, 4D, and 4F wooden box. Inner package consisting of the glass bottle. Further individual over packaged tight closed and metal packaging. Glass bottles must be 2.5 liters or less. Capacity of cushion with a non-reactive absorbent material with a metal packaging combination packaging with a 1A2, 1B2, 1N2, 1D, 1G, 1H2, 3H2, 4A, 4B, 4N, 4G. Outer package with the inner glass package of the 2.5 liters, the less capacity cushion with a non-reactive absorbent material with the package with the tight closed with the intermediate package with metal and plastic. Nitric oxide left with 90% of the concentration offered to transportation, transported, rail, highway, waterway, maybe packaged 4A, 4N, 4B, 4N, metal box, 4G, fiberboard box, 4C, 4C, 2, 4D, 4F, wooden boxes with the inside glass packaging more than over 2 liters in capacity when placed in wooden or fiber outer packaging. The glass inner packaging must be packaged in a tightly closed inner packaging cushion with an absorbent material. The intermediate packaging absorbent material must be compatible with nitric acid 173.24. Nitric acid 70% or less for the concentration offered for the transportation transported rail with a highway waterway may be packaged as follows. Incomplete packaging 6B A1, 6B A2, 6B B1, 6B B2, 6B C, 6B D1, 6B H1, 6B H2, 6B H1, 6H A1 composite packaging with plastic inner receptacles immediately compatible with requirements of statute 173.24E with PFA Teflon are authorized. 141 expanded plastic bottle with the inner glass packaging not over 2.5 liters each in combination packaging with a 1A2, 1B2, 1N2, 1D, 1G, 1H2, 3H2, 4C1, 4C2, 4D, 4H, 4G, 4A, 4B, 4N, outer packaging plastic, inner packaging not over 2.5 liters capacity, individually overpacked tight enclosed metal packaging. Nitric acid Nitric acid of more than 70% of the concentration offered for the transportation transported with the cargo aircraft only may be packaged in combination with the packaging with A1, 1A2, 1B2, 1N2, 1D, 1G, 1H2, 3H2, 4C1, 4C2, 4D, 4F, 4G, 4A, 4B, 4N. Outer packaging with glass earthenware. Inner packaging is not over 1 liter, or glass ampules not over half a liter. Nitric acid less than 70% of the concentration offered the transportation of the cargo aircraft only must be packed with the combination of the packaging with the 1A2, 1B2, 1N2, 1D, 1G, 1H2, 3H2, 4C, 4C2, 4D, 4H, 4G, 4A, 4B, 4N. Outer packaging with the inner packagings of glass earthenware not over 2.5 liters capacity, plastic not over 2.5 liters capacity, further individually overpacked with tightly closed metal packaging. Glass ampule not over half a liter with capacity. Nitric acid solution concentration up to 40% of the nitric acid weight offered with transported rail highway cargo vessels may be packed in UN81H1 non-removable head plastic drum tested and marked with a PG2 performance level of the liquid specified with the gravity less than at least 1.8 or hydrostatic test pressure appropriate with a hazard material. Each drum may only be used each time, must be destroyed after emptying. Each drum must be permanently legibly marked single trip only, must be destroyed when emptied. Nitric acid solution other than red foaming with more than 70% nitric acid solution other red foaming fuming will no more than 70% nitric acid offered with the transportation, transported rail, highway, cargo vessel, cargo only. Aircraft must be packed in UN4G outer fiberboard box, meeting with the package Group 1, Group 2 performance level as appropriate, subject to the following conditions. Inner packaging of plastic fluorinated ethanol, propanol polymers, pyro, flexo, oxy polymers, similar materials, valve line, screw closure with the compatible requirements 173, 24E section having net capacity not greater than 2.5 liters each for the cargo only with the aircraft. Inner packaging PG1 material may not exceed 1 liter capacity with wall thickness of bottle not less than 20,000th of an inch. Intermediate packaging 1A. Tightly closed, rigid form, plastic and receptacle each for the containing of the outer inner packaging, or a plastic bag containing one of the inner packaging placed inside of the heavy wall propylene bag, lined propylene absorbent material sufficient capacity completely absorb liquid contents each over the inner package. Both bags must be tightly sealed with the inner plastic tape and wire tie and cable tie. Alright, 173, 159, batteries wet. Electro storage for batteries of the contain with electrolyte, alkaline, corrosive battery fluids. Wet batteries may not be packed with the other materials except provided in paragraphs G and H for the section with the 173, 220, and 222. With any of the battery with the material of the device must be prepared and packaged for transportation in a manner to prevent a dangerous evolution with heat with amount of the heat sufficient to dangerous packing with the personal safety, including showering of the package, melting, packaging, scorching, over packaging. Other evidence short circuits include but not limited to the packaging if the battery of the battery powered device, which practically includes inner packaging, may be non-conductive materials separately with the packaging battery with the battery powered device. The manner to prevent the contact with the other devices, conductive material in packaging. They ensure the exposed terminal with the protective non-conductive cap, the non-conductive tape with the by an appropriate means. Damaged terminals, if the impact with the resistant outer packaging, must be not used with the whole main with the protecting the battery. Terminals from the damage with the short-circuiting batteries may be surgically pushed and packed. No. And prevent shifting with the could loosen with the terminal cap of the or reorientating the terminal with the batteries contained with the device that may be securely installed with the terminal protection. The methods that include that are not limited to securely attaching the cover with the position strength with the protect with the terminal with the packaging with the battery, the rigid plastic packaging constructing the battery with the terminals perceptively otherwise protect with the terminals will not be subject to the damage if the package is dropped. The transportation by the aircraft with the packaging water batteries must be incorporated the acid alkaline proof liner with included the supplementary packaging position strength with adequately sealed with to prevent leakage of the electrolyte fluid and event with the spillage, and any battery power with the device and equipment of the vehicles must be packed with the transport manner with the prevent unintentional activation. Must have an independent means of preventing unintentional activations agents restricting access to activation switches, switch cap locks, and recess switches, triggers, locks, temperature sensitive circuit breaker. The following specification package authorized batteries unpacked with the other material to provide all requirements. Paragraph A of this section, transport by the aircraft. Paragraph B of the section's parts are met. Wooden box 4C1, 4C2, 4D, 4F, fiberboard box 4G, plywood drum 1D, fiberboard drum 1G, plastic drum 1H, plastic jerrycan 3H, plastic box 4H2. Following known specification packages authorized for batteries packed without other materials provided. All requirements of paragraph A of the section transport aircraft. Paragraph B of the section are met. Electrical storage batteries are firmly secured with the escape of the pallets and capacity for the withstanding with the shackling normally instant of the transportation are authorized by transportation rail with a highway and rest with a height of the complete with the must not exceed with 1.5 times the width of the skin pallet. The unit may be capable of withstanding without damage superimpose the weight of equal to the 2 times the weight of the unit. If the weight of the unit exceeds 2,000 pounds, the superimposed weight of 4,000 pounds of the battery terminal must not be relied upon with the support any part of the superimposed weight of the must short out the conductive material and placed in direct contact with them. Electrostatic storage barriers weigh 500 pounds more, but consisting of the carrier's equipment may be shipped with a rail with when mounted suitable for kids and shipment, but may not be offered with an interchangeable service. One of the 3 batteries not over than 25 pounds each of the package storage or outer back with the maximum authorized gross weight of 275 pounds. No more than 4 batteries over 15 pounds each pack with the stronger outer fiber wood in the box. The maximum authorized growth with 65 pounds. No more than 5 batteries not over 10 pounds each pack with the stronger outer fiber wood box with the wood in box with the maximum authorized gross of 65 pounds. Single batteries not exceeding 75 pounds with each of the pack in 5 side with the slip cover complete with the clothes with the fiber wood box with the ship with the slip with coverage and box with must be solid with a double face with the corroded fiber wood of 200 pounds molding with the test and strength with the sleep cover the fiber wood box with must fit snugly with the provided the inside of the top clearance with at least half an inch above the battery terminals. Filler caps reinforcement plate with the assembled with the shipment at the bottom of the edge of the slip cover that must come to 1 inch of the bottom of the battery with a completed back to the battery and box slip of the cover that must be capable with the same top to bottom compression tested at 500 pounds without damage of the battery terminal caps and cell coverage of the filler cap. Single batteries exceeding 75 pounds each may be packed in a completely closed fiberboard box. Fiberboard box with the boxes must be double walled, corrugated with the fiberboard at least 400 pounds with the test and solid fiberboard testing in the 400 pound with the box. Have the handhold and provide that the handholds will be materially weakened with the box slip sides and end of the box must be cushioned between the battery with the wall of the box. Confined thickness of the cushioning material of the wall of the box must not be less than ½ inch of the cushioning must be with this exclosure pads, the corrugated fiberboard. Other suitable cushioning material at the bottom of the battery must be with the minimum of 1 exclosure pad with the double the wall corrugated fiberboard pad with the top of the battery must be protected with wooden frame corrugated trays with a scored sheet with the corrugated fiberboard having a minimum of 200 pounds or other equal effective cushion material. The top of the protection must be evenly with the connected with the edge of the battery with the covers the facility stacking with the batteries. No more than 1 material without being placed in the 1 box with a maximum authorized gross weight of 200 pounds. When transported with the highway with the rail with electrical storage battery with the containing electrolyte acid alkaline corrosive battery fluid with electrical storage batteries packed with electro acid alkaline corrosive batteries with their necessary any of the requirements of the subchapter if all the following are met. No other hazardous materials may be transported in the same vehicle, but the batteries may be loaded with the brakes to prevent damage of the short circuit in the transit. Any other material loaded within the same vehicle that must be blocked, braced otherwise ensure secure with the prevent contact with the damage of the material. The additional battery with pallets must be stacked. Do not cover the damage of any other pallet with the transportation, except for the purpose of the consolidated shipment of the battery with the recycling with the transport vehicles may not be carried the material shipped by any other person or order other than the shipper and the batteries and shipments made under the paragraph of the subject of the incident with the reporting quantity of 171.15 batteries can be considered the down available with the capable to stand with the found with 2 tests without leak battery fluid in the battery vibrations of the battery must be rigidly clamped with the platform of its vibration machine with a simple harmonic motion having the amplitude of 300 of an inch for the 63 thousandths of an inch maximum. The total extrusion may be applied. The frequency may be varied with the rate of 1 hertz per minute being between the limits of the 10 hertz or 55 hertz. The range of frequency return must be traveled 95 plus or minus 5 minutes with each of the mounting position direction of the vibrator end of the battery. The battery may be tested 3 mutually perpendicular position, include the testing of the filling of the opening of the vents, and if any with any inverted position equal the time period. The pressure differential test found with the vibration test of the battery must be stored with a 6 hour with a 75 degrees to plus or minus 7 degrees Fahrenheit, subject to the pressure differential test of 13 psi gauge. The battery must be tested 3 mutual perpendicular positions to include the testing of the fill openings, vents, if any with inverted position, at least 6 hours in each position. Electrolyte and alkaline corrosive batteries wet or dry must be packed in one of the following specification packages in 4C1, 4C2, 4D, 4F wooden boxes for the inner receptacle with the glasses 4 gallons and 1 gallon or 4 liters 1 gallon each with the 8 gallon liters or 2 gallons of the total of each of the outside containers. Inside containers must be washed and separated with the batteries by strong solid wooden parts. And completed packages must conform with the package group 3 of the requirements of the electrolyte acid alkaline Corrosive battery fluid included the electrolyte storage battery filling kit that may be packed with storage rigid air outer packaging with the shipment made for the Department's Army, Navy, the Air Force, or the United States. Packaging must conform to military specification. Electrolyte acid alkaline corrosive battery fluids may be packed in polyethanol bottle not over 1 liter capacity with no more than 24 bottles secured with separated with electrical storage battery and kit that may be offered for the transportation and transported in each of the package. And 4G fiberboard boxes with no more than 12 inside the package with the polyethanol material resistant landing of the over the 2 liter for the capacity for the completed with the paragraph packages must conform with the packaging group 3 requirements. Inner packages must adequately separate with the storage battery with the maximum authority with the greatest weight of 64 pounds of these packages are not authorized for transportation of aircraft. H1 D dry battery charging device may be packaged in 4G with fiberboard box with an inner receptacle containing with the battery fluid complete with the package that may conform with the packaging group 3 with the performance level of no more than 12 inner receptacles may be packed in one outer box with the maximum authorized gross weight with more than one compound package with 75 pounds. Battery fluid acid may be packed in UN6HG2 with the composite packaging further marked with the UN4G with the fiberboard box with the dry storage battery with the UN6HG2 composite packaging. Not exceeding 8 liters in capacity complete with the packages must be conformed with the packaging group 3 performance level the maximum authorized gross weight with the completed package of 82 pounds when approved with the associated administrative electrical storage battery containing electrolyte corrosive battery fluid and separated with the reservoir in which fluid inject with the battery cell with the powered device with the cartridge assembled within the battery which seems to the criteria for the paragraph F of the subject from the required once of the subchapter. Nickel cadmium batteries containing the liquid potassium hydroxide solution. Nickel and cadmium batteries that contain no more than 10 millimeters liquid potassium hydroxide solution UN 1814. And each of the batteries are not subject to requirements of the under the following conditions. Each battery must not be sealed within the heat sealed bag with the packaging to prevent the short circuit of the plate within the center of the outer packaging surrounded by the foam in the place packaging. Completed packaging must meet the package group 2 that performance level. The gross weight of the package is not exceed for 33.4 pounds. The cumulative amount of the potassium hydroxide solution in all of the batteries each of the packages may not exceed 4 ounces. The damage for the electrolyte will damage to wet electric static batteries, electric storage batteries, damage to the batteries incapable of retaining battery fluid inside the outer casing during transportation may be transported to the highway rail provided with the batteries. The transport of the bulk packaging meet the requirements of paragraph A of the section prepared for the transportation under one of the following conditions: to drain the battery fluid and eliminating the potential leakage during the transportation. Individually packed with the battery with the leak of the proof of the intermediate package with a sufficient compatible absorbent material capable of absorbing the release of any with electrolyte plate with the intermediate packaging with the leak proof of the outer packaging form for the general packaging requirements of subpart B of this part packaging with the battery salvage of packaging form for the provision 173.3C when packages when packaging with other when packaged with other batteries and material they unpal with the non-skid rail with the screw to prevent the material movement during the transportation. Pack with the battery leakage proof of the packaging with the prevent leakage battery fluid in the package under the conditions normally intended for the transportation. Ship the damaged battery that forms the paragraph B of the eligible exemption, paragraph E of the section 173, 159A, exemption of the non-spillable batteries. Exemption of the hazardous material shipment of the found with the paragraph that permitted the only of the section with the reference for the specific half of the material, the 172, 101 table of this package for selection of this part. No spillable batteries offered with the transportation transport in accordance with the section of the subject of the incident report requirement of the transportation aircraft. The telephone report accordance with 171.15A that was required for the fire violent rupture explosion dangerous evolution of heat with the amount of the heat is sufficient to dangerous to packing with the personal safety included with the charring with the packaging, the melting of the packaging, scorching of the packaging with the other evidence that occur with the direct result of the non-spillable battery for all move of the transportation written report in accordance with 171.16A is required is required if fire, violent rupture, explosion, dangerous evolution of heat occur with the direct result spill. Yeah. Non-spillable batteries, except for the battery package requirements of 173, 159 for the following conditions. Non-spillable batteries must be securely packed with a strong outer pack with the skip of the panel with the capable with the wood chain with the shaft with the normally intimate with the transportation. Batteries must meet the requirements of 173, 159 and below with the brake for the prevent damage short circuit for the transfer of any other material below within the same vehicle must be black brace and other wood. So secure to prevent contact with the damage of the battery with the non-spillable the battery which integral part with the necessary for the operation mechanical the electronic equipment must be securely fastened in the battery holder on the equipment. The battery in our packaging must be plainly durable to mark non-spillable with a non-spillable battery. Requirements market outer packages does not apply with the batteries installed with the equipment that is transported on package. No spill batteries except for the other equipment subchapter will be offered with the transportation transport equipment. The paragraph C with the section following the temperature of 131 degrees Fahrenheit must contain any of the absorbed free-flowing liquid. Any must be designed with electrolyte will not flow with a rupture with a crack case. For transportation aircraft, they will contain battery-powered device. The equipment of the vehicle must be prepared with a package for the transport of the van with the prevent unintentional activation. Conforms 173, 159B2 with a subpart. For transportation, aircraft must be transferred. The cargo may not be carried on board aircraft with a passenger crew member that carry on baggage, check baggage, or any other person unless it is specifically accepted in 175.10. Alright, 173, 160. Bomb smoke, non-explosive, corrosive. Bomb smoke, non-corrosive, non-explosive may be shipped provided without the ignition element, the bursting, the travel, the detonation fuse, the other explosive component that must be packaged in metal, 4A, 4B, 4N, wooden, 4C1, 4C2, plywood, 4D, with the reconstituted wood, 4F, the fiber wood, 4G solid, plastic 4A shoe, the boxes of metal, 1A, 2, 1B2, 1N2, plastic 1A shoe, the plywood drums, 1D, fiber 1G drums that meet the packaging group 2 requirements. 173, 161. Chemical kit, the first aid kit, the applicable chemical with the first aid with one with the compatible items for the hazard material for the box for the cave for the examples of you for the medical, analytical, the diagnostic testing, and the repair purposes. Authorized material. These kits may only contain the hazard material for which the packing exemptions are provided in the column 8A with the and some 172, 101. Hazardous material table of the subchapter. The transportation of the aircraft of the kits may only contain quantity of the hazardous material they authorized except for the quantity of the limited of the quantities 173 4A with 173 27A and 27F of the respectively material the forbidden with the transportation passenger aircraft. The cargo aircraft may not include with the kit. The packaging group is signed with the chemical kit. The first aid kit, but the holding must be stringent with the packaging group is signed with the individual substance within the kit. But the packaging group must be shown with the shipping paper. The kit with the container with the only hazardous material of which no packaging group is assigned. The packaging shall meet the packaging group 2 with the performance level of the kit. The container with the only hazardous material to no packaging group is assigned. But the packaging group does not have to meet with the indicating of the shipping paper. Packaging except for the transport of the aircraft vehicle with the chemical, the kit with the first aid kit that must be packaged in combination packaging to conform with the packaging requirements of part B with the part of the transportation by aircraft vessel contain chemical with kits, first aid with the first aid kit with the packaging with the specification combination packaging based on performance level of the most stringent packaging group material with the container within the kit with the transportation by aircraft with the friction type closures must be secured with the secondary mean with the packaging with intent with the containment liquid must be capable of meeting the pressure of the differential requirements prescribed 173 27 in the subchapter. Inner and outer packaging quantity limited with the package follows except the liquid is division 5.2 for the organic peroxide inner packaging contained not more than 25 millimeter with except for the transportation by aircraft of the divisions 5.2 organic peroxide liquid in type B type C inner packaging containing no more than 25 milliliters of the division 5.2 organic peroxide liquid of the EF for the inner packaging containing no more than 15 milliliters for transportation by aircraft division 5.2 organic peroxide liquid type D. In EF inner packaging with containing no more than 125 millimeters except for the solid with division 5.2 organic peroxide type B with the C with the packaging containing no more than 250 grams except for the transition aircraft with the division 5.2 organic peroxide solid type BC with the inner packaging containing no more than 100 grams of the transportation over the aircraft with the division 5.2 with the organic peroxide solid type EF only inner packaging containing no more than 250 grams. No more than 10 liters, 10 kilogram of the hazardous material may contain within an hour pack with excluding dry ice for transportation by aircraft with no more than 1 liter, 1 kilogram of hazardous material that may be contained in 1 kit excluding the dry ice. The package must conform with the package requirements of Part B with the part may exceed 3 kilograms, 66 pound with gross weight with except for the carbon dioxide solid with the dry ice. UN 1845, the other hazardous material that may be packed within the same outer packaging of the kit. The dry ice may be packed in accordance with 173, 217 of the chapter. The kit of the must include sufficient absorbent material to completely absorb the content of the liquid hazardous material that contained the kit. The contents must be separated, placed or packed with the cove of the cushioning of the material to protect them from the damage. The content of the kits must be packed with the non-possible to make sure the contents cover the dangerous evolution of heat and gas. Exemption chemical kit for the first aid kit for the eligible to expect with the quantity expect exemption provided with 173 4, 173 4A. This part for transportation with the aircraft, the chemical pH for the first aid kit with the eligible limited quantity provision, providing 173.27F for this part with the in-air packaging quantity limit to 173.24.7F at table 3. Packaging form with the provision section and now subject with the shipping paper requirements. Subpart C with the part 172 for the subject for the material with the meat, the definition for the hazardous material has hazardous weight, marine pollutant offered for the transportation transport of the aircraft. Eligible the chemical first aid kit for the conform with the section that may be marked for limited quantity prescribed as 172 with the 315 with the subchapter if applicable the eligible exemption provided 173, 157, 156 with the part additional chemical first aid kit for the conform with the section are not subject with the part 174 for the carriage by rail, part 177 the carriage by highway, and subchapter marked in accordance with the 173 to 315 of the subchapter consumer commodity until December 31st, 2020, the limited quantity of the package name of the consumer commodity are defined 171A. The subchapter may be renamed consumer commodity reclassified the ORMD until December 31st, 2012. ORMD air and material offer the transportation transport in accordance with the applicable provision of subchapter in effect of the October 1st, 2010. Kits are carried out on the board transportation first aid with the operating purpose of the not subject to the requirements of subchapter 162. Gallium accepted with the cylinder with the seal flask with the gallium must be packed with the package with meat with the requirements of part 178 with the subchapter of the packing group 1 performance level of the transportation performance of the transportation of aircraft packaging group 3 with the material performance level of the transportation highway rail vessel or the power with a combination of packaging and tin with the contained liquid consisting of the glass earthway with the rigid plastic inner package with a maximum net with a max of 33 pounds each. With the inner packaging must be packed with a wood box 4C1, 4C2, 4D, 4F fiberboard box 4G plastic box 4H1, 4H2 fiberwood drums 1G steel, metal, the other steel, aluminum, and or plastic drums and jerrycans A1, A2, A19, 1N1, 1N2, 1H1, 1H2, 3A2, 3H2. Sufficient cushioning material to prevent the breakage of either inner packaging and the outer packaging must have an inner lining that is leak-proof or bags of strong leak-proof, the puncture-resistant material with the impurities for the contents of the belief of the surrounding with the contents to prevent escaping with the packaging respectively of the position and packaging is intended with the containment liquids of consisting of semi-rigid plastic inner packaging with more than 2.5 kilograms net capacity each of the individual clothed and sealed. The leakage of the type of the back of the storage puncture resistant material of the seal bags must be packed in wooden 4C, 4C2 plywood 4D reconstituted wood 4A 4F fiberboard 4G 4 plastic 4H1 4H2 the metal other steel aluminum 4N and box and fiber 1G steel A1A A12 no more than other steel aluminum 1N2 plastic 1H 1H2 drums that are lined with the leak type of the puncture resistant material bags lined materials most chemically resistant gallium cylinders of steel flask valve bolts with the also authorized necessary for the transportation gallium low temperature in order to maintain the complete solid of the state of the above packaging may be overpacked with the strong water resistant air packaging with the containing the dry ice of the means of the refrigerant used in all of the above materials used in packaging. Gallium must be chemically physically resistant and refrigerated. Most have the impact resistant low temperature for the refrigerating employ of the dry ice outer packaging less permit the release of the carbon dioxide gas. Manufacturer articles are proven to contain no more than 35 10,000ths of an ounce of gallium packed for the quantity of the gallium paper package do not exceed 35 hundredths of the ounce and not subject for the requirements of chapter for the transportation aircraft such for the article the apparatuses must be transported in the cargo and may not be carried with the onboard aircraft by the passenger or the crew members any carry-on badge check for package or any other person less specifically expected by statute 175-10. 173, 163, hydrogen fluoride, hydrofluoric anhydrous must be packed as filed with the specification 3, 3A, 3AA, 3B, 3BN, 3E cylinders and specification 4A, 4BA, 4BW cylinders except for the 4B, 4BA, 4BW cylinders not authorized filling density that not exceed 85% of the cylinder water weight capacity in place for the periodic metric expansion test. Cylinders used exclusively for the server that may not be given the complete with external visual inspection and conformance part 180 subpart C with the subchapter at the time. Requalification requalifications to do. The UN cylinders specify the part 178 subchapter having the maximum minimum test pressure of 10 bar at a maximum filling ratio at 84 hundredths. A cylinder remove the hydrogen fluoride surface must be condemned with accordance 180 205 with the subchapter. Alternatively, the direction owner of the requalifier may render the cylinder inapt with a holding pressure. 173, 164, mercury and metallic articles containing mercury. The transportation aircraft of the Mercury may be packaged in with the quantum of part 178 with the subchapter of the packaging group 1 performance level of the following. The inner package of the earthenware glass and plastic contain no more than 7.7 pounds of mercury. The inner package of the glass ampules of the contain no more than 1.1 pounds of mercury. The iron seal quicksilver flask for the contain no more than 77 pounds of the material mercury. The inner package of the flask must be packed in the sealed drum of the 1A, 1A2, metal, leather, steel, aluminum drums 1N, 1N2, the steel of the air jerrycans 3A2 with the wooden backs 4C1, 4C2, plywood boxes 4D, reconstituted wooded box 4F, the fiberboard box 4G, metal, leather, steel, aluminum. 4 boxes, 4N plastic boxes, 4H2 plywood drums, 1D fiber drums, 1G, and 2 reserved. With the inner packaging without the earthenware with the glass and the plastic are used, they must be packed with the outer packaging with sufficient cushioning material. They prevent the breakage of the either inner packaging with the outer packaging. They have the inner packaging of the bag storage leak the proof of the puncture resistant material. The impervious material mercury completely surrounded with the content. Of the expect with the mercury prevent they respectively position with the package of 5 reserve the transportation cargo to manufacture article of the apparatus each of the contain no more than 35 10,000 of the ounce of the mercury of the backs of the quantity of the mercury per package is 35,000 of an ounce as not subject ones of the subchapter manufactured articles apparatus contain the mercury with except the specification packaging requirements subchapter packages fouled. Manufactured articles apparatus for the metallic mercury with the component of the switch for the manometer with the pump and thermometer, the switch for the electro tube, the mercury vapor tube, similar tube with the paragraph C3 with the section must have the strong outer packaging having sealed the inner lines of the bags of strong leak proof of the puncture resistant material. The impervious of the mercury will prevent the escape of the mercury from the package respectively of this position. Mercury switch to relay they expect with the packaging requirements, and this is totally enclosed with the leak-proof of the sealed metal with the plastic unit when transported within cover with the thermometer switch with the relay with each for the containing the total quantity of not more than 53 hundredths of the ounce of the mercury. They expect with the requirements of subchapter is installed with an integral machine, but the apparatus is fitted with the shock of the impact of dealing damage leading to leakage of the mercury, and it's unlikely to occur with the condition normally internally of the transport. Electron tubes of the mercury vapor of the tube with a similar tube that must be packed. The valve of the tubes may be packed and strung with the outer pack with all seam with the joint sealed with the self, the teeth, the pressure sensitive tape to prevent the escape of the mercury with the package with authorized the total net quantity of 15.9 ounces of the mercury per package. Tubes with more than 15.9 ounces of the mercury authorized when packaged in the short outer packaging will have the seal of the inner line of the bags with a strong leak proof of the puncture resistant material and preference for the mercury will prevent escape of the mercury with the package respectively of its position. Tube that do not contain more than 2/100ths of an ounce of the mercury with which the pack of the manufacturer original packaging authorized the total net quantity of the 30 grams and 1.1 ounces of the mercury packages. Tubes completely jacked and sealed by leak proof of the metal cave of the authorized manufacturer original packaging. The passing person offering transportation electrical tubes make of the mercury vapor of the tube with a similar tube with the show indicate the quantity of the mercury therein on shipping paper. The mercurial barometers conforming with the paragraph C1 of the section with load unload with the aircraft with the supervision accompanied with the flight with the national weather ship with the official with the similar with the unstated agency official with the accepted with the any other requirements of subchapter for transportation other than the aircraft of the mercury must be packaged and if any of the package would meet the requirements part 178 the subchapter packaging group 3 performance levels. If non-specification reusable metal packaging except for the hazardous help with the hazardous weight for the transportation aircraft of the vessel will be contained with 1 pound with that weight with more mercury now subject to the requirements of the subchapter. For vessel transport, manufacturing article with the instrument with containing 1 pound over the mercury with the non-subject requirement of the subchapter. 173, 165 polyester resin. The general requirements polyester resin consists of the base material of the component with the class 3 with the packing group 2 with the core 3 with the division 4-1 packing group 2 or 3 with the activator with the component type D, E, and F for the organic peroxide that does not require the temperature control. The organic peroxide of the component must be packed with an inner pack with not over 125 milliliters and that with the capacity of the liquids or 500 grams in that capacity of each of the solids. Except for the transportation aircraft, the flammable liquid component must be packed in suitable inner packaging for transportation of the aircraft of the class 3 package group 2. Base material limited with the quantity of the 5 liter of the metal plastic inner pack with the 1 liter in glass of the inner packaging class 3 packaging group 3 with the base material limited with the quantity of the 10 liters in the metal of the plastic inner packaging 2.5 liters glass inner packaging the transportation aircraft of the division 4-2 the packaging group 2, the material is limited to the quantity of 5 kilograms with 11 pound with the metal plastic inner with the packaging 2.2 pound with the gas inner packaging division 4-1 packaging group 3 base material limited to the quantity of 22 pounds over the metal plastic inner packaging with the 5.5 pounds glass inner packaging passing. Flammable liquid solid component, organic peroxide component, but they non-interact with the dangerously event with the leakage, but they may not be hacked in the same outer package of the packaging group assigned with the will be 2 or 3 according to the criteria of Class 3.41 division appropriately with applied with the base material with additional polyester resin kit monthly pack with a specification combination packaging based on the performance levels required with the base material. 2 and 3 with the containment of the scale with the prescribed 173. 203, 203, 202, 203, 212, 213, if it's appropriate to transportation aircraft. The following additional quantities of closure inner package for the contained liquid must be secured in secondary mess, and the inner package containing liquid must be capable of meeting the pressure to develop differential quantities prescribed in 173.27c with the total quantity of the activated base material that not exceed 5 kilograms, 11 pounds per package. The package in Group 2 base material total quantity of the activated base material not exceeding 22 pounds per package. The package in Group 3 base material, the total quantity of the polyester resin kit for the package is calculated in 1-to-1 basis, the 1 liter for 1 kilogram. Small expected quantities, polyester resin kit that are eligible. The small quantities exemption 173.4 with expected quantities exemption 173.4. A applicable limited quantity, the limited quantities packaged with polyester resin kit accepted with the labeling requirements unless the material that was out for the transportation or transported by the aircraft with the specification packaging requirements subchapter when impacted the combination packaging conform with the paragraph C with the transportation aircraft that only has material that authorized in passenger carrying aircraft and transported with limited quantity of the packaging conform with the provision with the section that is subject with the shipment paper requirements of subpart C with the part 172 subchapter on the left of the material that meet with the definition hazardous substance, hazardous waste, and marine pollutant is offered for the transportation of the transported with the aircraft the vessel eligible the exemption paragraph 173 156 in additional shipment limited quantities not subject with the subpart F. The black carding part 172 subchapter the page of the packaging must conform to the general packaging requirements subpart B with the part may not be 66 pound gross weight. Except for the transportation aircraft with the organic peroxide component must be packed with the inner packaging not over the 4.22 fluid ounces net with the capacity of each of the 500 gallons net capacity each of the solid with the for transportation by aircraft with the organic peroxide component must be the pack for the inner packaging not over 30 milliliters 1 fluid net capacity for each of the 100 grams net capacity with each of the solid except for transportation by aircraft with the flammable liquid component must be packed with the inner packaging over 5 liters with the net capacity for the packaging group 3 2 for the packaging group 3 liquid the transportation of the aircraft with the flammable liquid component must be packed with the inner packaging over the 1 liter net capacity each of the packing group with the tube material transportation with the aircraft with the flammable liquid the component must be packed with the metal for the plastic inner packaging not over the 5 liters net capacity with the glass inner packaging not over the 2 liter 2.5 liters net capacity of the packaging group with the three material except if the transportation aircraft the flammable solid the component must be packed with the inner packaging not over the 11 pound with the net capacity each for the packaging group 2 with the group 3 with the solid the transportation aircraft flammable liquid flammable solid component of the packaging the inner packaging not over the 2.2 pound with the net capacity of the packaging group 2 material for the transportation aircraft the flammable solid component must be packed in metal or plastic inner packaging not over the 11 pound with the net capacity each of the glass of the inner packaging not over the 5.5 pounds net capacity of the packaging group 3 material usable flammable liquid solid component of the organic peroxide component does not interact with the dangerously and event with the leak that they may be packed with the same outer pack for the packaging and transportation of the aircraft following additional quantity supply with the closure inner pack contained with liquid the baby is prescribed with the secondary meets the prescribed 173.27d. Inner package containing liquid must be capable of meeting with the pressure differential quantities of prescribed 173.27c. Total quantity activated with the base material 91 kilogram with the 20.2 pounds per package of the packaging group 2 base material with the total quantity activated base material with the next with 11 pounds per package of the packaging group 3 base material with the total quantity of the polymer resin kits per package of the calculated 1-on-1 basis. Fragile inner packaging must be packed to prevent failure to under the condition normally into the transportation practice of the consumer commodities and must be able to withstand 1.2 meters drop of the solid concrete with a position most circularly and cause the damage to testing capability. Packaging consumer commodities must be capable of withstanding without the failure to leakage for the inner packaging without any significant reduction in effectiveness force applied with the top of the surface of the duration 24 hours equivalent in total weight with the identical package with the size with the height of the 3 meters indicating with the test of the sample. Consumer commodities until December 31st, 2020, with a limited quantity of the packaging polyester with the resin kits. For the also the consumer commodity defined 171A with the subchapter may be renamed the consumer commodity with the reclass ORMD until the December 31st, 2012 ORMD Air material offered with the transportation transport in accordance with the application provisions Title 49 CFR Part C, the revised October 1st, 2010. 173, 166 safety device for the purpose of section safety device for the article with the name pyrotechnic substance over the hazard. Material for the other class is used within the development of the aircraft that enhance the safety of the person. Example of the airbag and flavor, the airbag module, the air belt with the pre-tension of the pyromechanical device. The pyromechanical devices are some of the components that protect of the not limited to separation, locking releasing drive of the occupant restraint with the term that includes the safety device of pyrotechnic. Definition of the airbag inflator consists of the air casing with a containing with the igniter booster bunch with the cast generated in some case of a hedge for the receptacle cylinders gases generated used to inflate the airbag with a supplemental restraining system of the motor vehicle, the airbag module, the airbag inflator plus the inflated bag. The seatbelt pre-tensioner contained with a similar hazard material used with the operated with the seatbelt restrained with the system motor vehicle classification safety device of them excluding the to which of the flame the toxic gas of nature therefore may be classified class 9 if safety device or if any more with a single and safety device involved the representative of the maximum parameter of each of the design type examines and successfully tested in person the agency authorized with the associated administrator to perform the examination testing as well for the under 17356B 1 and does not manufacture for the market with the explosive safety device is not owned with the whole and part but not in financial dependent upon the entity of the manufacturer of the market with the explosive safety device, performs all examination, the testing, according to application requirements specified in special provision 170, 160, 172, 101, subchapter, and maintenance of records according to paragraph G of this section, adhering to all the provisions specified in paragraph B1 of the section class 9 of the UN 3268 with the airbag inflator, airbag module, seatbelt with the pre-tensioner design required the submit of the associated administrator for approval to sign with the EX number, the all of their Class 9 UN 3268 safety control device, safety devices designed as required to be submitted to the Associated Administrator for the approval of assignment of the EX number of the safety device may be classified in Division 1-4G with the maximum parameter of each of the design type of the have the exam with successfully tested but personally agent of the authorized with the Associated Administrator of the person perform each of the examination testing as well with 17356B with the one with the Class 1 explosive the manufacturer must submit to the Associated Administrator the report examination signed with the recommendation shaping the description of the device of the compatible group of the Associated Administrator of the file with the approval of the request meets the regulator criteria with the explosive may be approved in writing associated with the EX number. The manufacturer submitted the application include with the classification issued with the component of the authority forming foreign governments for the Associated Administrator to receive the writing notification Associated Administrator of the device that has been approved with the transportation signed with the EX number. The numbers when safety device class has been approved with the Division 4-1G with the offer of the transportation shipping paper must be contained with the EX number of the product of each of the approved with the device of the association basic description required 172-202A with the subchapter product codes with the traceable with the specific EX number they signed with the device for the Associated Administrator further EX number of the product code is contained with one shipping paper but not recorded to be marked on the outside of the package. The safety device when classed with the Class 9 UN 3268 with except with the EX number of the product with the code with the shipping paper the requirements paragraph C with this section safety device for the Class 9 the UN 3268 one of this term paragraph B1 of this section when installed with the motor vehicle aircraft of the boat when the other transportation planes is complete with the components of the steering columns and door panels is not shipped with the requirements of the safety device that has been classified 1-4G with the approval of the Associated Administrator for the install of the motor the vehicle for the aircraft the boat for the other transportation planes for the complete with the component with the steering column with the door panels for the requirements of the subchapter airbag modules containing the inflator that has been previously approved by the Associated Administrator transport not required for the submit with the further examination and approval of the classification granted with the July 30th, 2013, Class 9 designation, the inflator of the contingency impound with the packaging special meeting with the specified the authorized testing agency module must be tested and certified separately with the determined they can be shipped with the UN 3268 with the Division 62, Division 9 PG 3. Airbag module containing the inflator that has been previously been approved with the Associated Administrative Division 22 with the material that is not required to submit with the further examination of reclass and Class 9 material. Shipment and recycling waste disposal facility offered to domestic transportation, highway, rail, freight car, vessel, cargo aircraft with serviceable safe device class in either Class 9 the UN 3268 with Division 4-1G remove the motor vehicle that was manufactured required with the United States that offered with the transportation transported without the compliance with the shipping paper with the requirement prescribed in the paragraph C of the section. However, with these articles shipped the recycling of the facility the word recycle must be entered within the shipping paper immediately after the basic train description prescribed 172-202 with the subchapter not more than one device of the authorized with the packaging prescribed in paragraph E1, E2, E1, E2, E3 with the section of the device must be cushioned with the script of the package to prevent the movement of it during the transportation. The airbag inflator, airbag module, the seatbelt pretension must be classed and improved with the transportation prior to January 1st, 2015. Continuing to transport under the term of the existing improvement with the appropriate proper to shift the name of the safety device with pyrotechnic base with the classification of the device at the time of the PHMSA authorized person. Age exam tested design type of the until the January 1st, 2006 the domestic transportation highway rail vessel package with the airbag inflators, airbag modules, seatbelt with pre-tension may be marked with either the appropriate proper shipping name of the appropriate proper shipping name of the authority of the 172-101 in effect December December 31st, 2014. Describe the end shipping paper with either appropriate proper the shipping name of the appropriate proper shipping name that authorized in 172-101 and effective December 31st, 2014. Packaging, rigid outer packaging made with general packaging requirements part 173 with the authorized file. Additionally, with the UN specification package listed in paragraph the E123 section must meet with the packaging specification performance requirements 178 with the subject of packaging group 3 with the performance level of the packaging must be designed, constructed to prevent the movement of the article inverted with the activation further with Class 9 designation upon packaging specified with the authorized testing agency of the shipment of the safety device must be in compliance with the prescribed paragraph packaging 1A, 1B, 1N, 2, 1D, 1G, 1H2, 1 drums, 3A, 3-2B, 3A2, 3B, 3H2 jerkins, 4A, 4B, 4N, 4N, 4C at 1, 4C2, 4D, 4A at 4G, 4H1, 4H2 boxes. Reusable highway strength container with the dedicated with the handling device of the reusable container, the manufacturer of the high strength with the plastic with metal with the other suitable material with the dedicated with the handling device is authorized for shipping with the safety device of the manufacturer of the facility, the assembly facility subject to the following conditions. The gross weight of the container with the handling device may not exceed the 1,000 kilograms, or the container with the handling device must be provided with the adequate support with allowing the tracking at least 3 units high, with no result of the damage, and complete with the design with the container with the handling device must cover the plastic fiber board with metal with other suitable material with the covering must be secured with the container with the handling other comparable method. And internal dunnage must be sufficient to prevent movement of the device and the container. The reusable container manufactured with a high strength with the plastic metal with the other suitable material with the other dedicated handle device or authorized shipping the safety of the device between and to and from the intermediate handling locations provided to meet the conditions specified in paragraph E41A through C of the section. The packages may be opened to repack with the intermediate handler as long as notification of the changes are made with the packaging. Transportation must be made with the private contact carrier. Packages with the previously authorized approval of the issue with the associated administrator make it continue to provide with a copy with approval to maintain within such packaging is being used. Safety devices removed with the vehicle to remove the wear and the intent of the UV the motor vehicle the manufacturer required for the United States offered with the domestic transportation high with the cargo vessel recycled and waste disposable of the serviceable safety device class and class 9 UN 3268 with the maybe the offer of the transport and the following additional packages. Specification non-specification steel drum wall with the lid with a thickness not less than 20 gauge with the lid must be securely affixed with the lever locking with the bolt ring assembly light. Lid over the drum must be provided with the ventilation of the drum. The content of the fire with the drum may be filled with any of the combination of the safety device with capacity not greater than 50% of the drum and the total volume of the addition of the liner packed with the kind of cushioning may be not even the filling board is with the outer package consisting of 4 with a solid plastic block with the outer non-specification rugged reusable plastic outer pack for the inner stitches adequate resistant plastic bags and trays and not complete with the enclosed with the design contained with the handling device must be covered with plastic fiber board or the other suitable material with the covering must be secured with the container the handling the other comparable method of the article that must be packed to prevent movement within the container during the transportation. Labeling not the same with the same with the provision 172.402 with each of the package with the handling device is displayed with the class 9 label. Additional labeling is not required with the package contains no hazard material other than device. Record keeping requirements one of the following examination either in the new design type of the class 9 in accordance with the paragraph B1 of this section. The person conducting the examination must prepare the test report. Prior to the test report, manufacturer of the safety device at a minimum test report must contain the following name and the following information: name and address of the test facility, name and address of the application manufacturer of the device for the ill-worn material. Manufacturer, U.S. agent, importer must identify the test of the number of the drawing of the device description and safety device in sufficient detail to ensure the test report is traceable and unused periodic identifier specific design test conducted within the result of the class certification of the safety device of class 9 for at least 15 years after the testing of the copy of each of the test result maintained the authorizing test agency as long as the safety device is being manufactured for at least 15 years. Therefore, a copy of each of the test results must be maintained with the manufacturer of the product. Test reports made available upon the representative of the department upon request. 173-167, the consumer commodity. The effective January 1st, 2013, consumer commodity, the statute 171.8 with the subchapter will offer the transportation aircraft the main only with include the article with the substance with the class 2 with the non-toxic aerosol only, the class 3 packaging with group 2 and 3 only, division 6-1 packaging group 3 only, UN 3077, 3082, 3175, 333, 4. 3335 provided such material to do not provide subsidiary risk of the authorized of the board, the passenger carrying the aircraft with a consumer commodity with accepted with the specification of the outer pack with the requirements of the subchapter of the packaging. Package is prepared with the requirements of this section except for the labeling shifting with the transportation highway rail except for the indicate the 173.24 I with the complete with the package conform with the 173.24 24A subchapter of the additionally with except for the pressure differential 173.27C with the requirements of 173.27 with now apply with the requirements prepared in accordance with this section. Package of the prepared under the requirements of this section may be dealt for the transportation of the transport of all modules all apples the following apply. Inner and outer packaging quantity non-toxic aerosol. 171A with the subchapter constructed in accordance with 171.3306 with this part of the non-refillable non-metallic contained with exceed 120 millimeters of the each of the non-refillable metal contained with the exceeding 820 millimeters each of the except for the flammable aerosol not exceeding 500 millimeters each liquid in the inner package of not exceeding 500 millimeters each liquid must be not complete refill inner package at 55 degrees Celsius. Solids inner package not exceeding 50 grams or of each or and the combination thereof of 30 kilograms, 66 pounds of the gross weight are prepared for the shipment. The closure of the friction type of the closure may be screwed with the pellets of the meat. Body closure, any of the package must be screwed with the end able to adequately resist the effect of the temperature of the vibration and current with the condition that normally intimate with the air of the closure devices must be designed with the incorrectly and completely closed. The absorbent material with the inner package of the may be tightly packed with the strong outer pack with the absorbent out of the cushioning material must not react dangerously with the content of the inner package of glass or earthenware. Inner package of the contained liquid class 3 division 6.1 sufficient absorbent material must provide with the absorbent the entire content of the large inner packaging contained within the outer package. The absorbent material not required for the glass earthen inner package with the sufficient project package and the transport and the unlikely failure would occur with the failure to recover would be like unlikely the contents and would likely the outer packaging drop test the compatibility. Breakable inner pack with the glass earthenware. The breakable plastic must be packed to prevent failure with the under condition normally intimate the transportation package consumed come out with the prepared with the transport may capable of doing with 1.2 millimeters drop of the cell with the concrete with the position molecularly cover the damage within order to pass for the test for the outer damage must not exhibit any of the damage level the effect of safety during the transportation. There must be no leakage of the inner packaging stack. Test compatibility. Package for the consumer combined with the most compatible to withstand without failure with leakage of the inner packaging without any significant reduction in effectiveness force applied with the top of the surface of the duration 24 hours effects of the equivalent of the total weight of the identical wire because it's stacked with a height of 3 meters when offered for the transportation by aircraft. Package is prepared under the requirements section with the mark with the limited quantity with the corner with the 172 with the 315 B with the 1 label with the class 9 article with the substance with the appropriate corner with the subpart E with the part 172 with the subchapter with the pressure differential compatibility except for the one UN 3082 with the inner pack for the intent with the contained liquid with the compatible meat with the preferential pressure differential requirements of 75 pascals, 173.27C with the capable of the packaging withstand the internal pressure for the leak of the procedure. Produce specified pressure for the differential should be determined in successfully testing design samples and prototypes. 173, 168 chemical oxygen generators. Oxygen generator capable to define 171A the subchapter with the transporter only under the following condition. Approve of the chemical oxide generator with the ship with the explosive with the non-explosive mean with the initiation attached must be classed and approved with the associated administrative equivalent with the procedure with the specified 173.56 with the subchapter impact resistant chemical oxygen generator without the packaging must not be with 1.8 millimeter with the drop of the bridge of the non-resilient flat down horizontal surface with the position most likely in case for the actuation law of the contents protection against the inadvertently actuation and chemical oxygen generator must incorporate the one of the following means with preventing inadvertently actuation chemical oxygen generator with the not installed with the protective breathing equipment mechanical mechanically actuated device 2 pin with the install with each of the independently capable of preventing actuated strike with the primer with the 1 pin with the retaining ring with the install each of the independently capable of preventing with the actuator with the strike with the primer with the coverless with the install with the primer and the pin with the install with the is to prevent the actuator strike with the primary cover the electrically actuated device with the electrical lead the mechanically short with the mechanical short must be shielded into metal foil. Device the primary no actuated chemical oxygen generator have the primary no actuating mechanism they have the cover the primary to prevent actuation with external impact. The chemical oxygen generator installed with PBE must contain the pin installed to prevent the actuator strike with the primary and then plate with the protect the bag with the pouch cable to cover the side and protect with the breathing equipment is fully enclosed and stuff with the man with the protect with the bag and the pouch case cover to prevent the unessential actuation of oxygen generator. Packaging chemical oxygen generator is installed with equipment with protect the breathing equipment must be placed within the rigid outer packaging form with requirements of either part 178 subpart L and M with the subject of the package group 1 of the 2 with the performance level of the performance criteria for the air transportation specification number 300 category 1 shipped containers and with its contents are capable of meeting the following additional requirements of the transport with the cargo and only aircraft. The flammable preparation resistant test is specified appendix E part 178 of the chapter. Equipment marking. The outside strip of the chemical oxygen generator must be marked to indicate the pressure of the oxygen generator. The oxygen generator, the chemical of the outside strip of the equipment containing the chemical oxygen generator that is not readily apparent sealed path of the preserved surface unit must be clear with the mark to indicate the presence of the oxygen generator inside. Its items forbidden with the air transportation chemical oxygen generator, forbidden with the transportation on board passenger carrier aircraft. The chemical oxygen generator is forbidden with the transportation both passenger carrying and cargo aircraft only after the manufacturer's expiration date. The content of the generator have been expanded exemption unapproved chemical with the chemical oxygen generator only with the positive meet with the prevent the unintentional actuation of the generator without approved required approval. The number of the marked with the outside of the package that may be transported in motor vehicle, rail car, cargo vessels only under the following conditions. Packaging one positive means to prevent an unintentional actuation of the generator should be installed with such a manner that the percussion primer is complete with a protective the firing pin that is cannot and be actuated electrically from the circuit completely isolated with the electro match for the that it cannot be electrically actuated. Inner packaging. Except for the provided paragraph G13 with the section below with the unapproved the chemical oxygen generator with the approved the chemical oxygen generator installed with the smaller shop of the equipment, particularly the breathing equipment that shall be packed with the combination of the packaging consisting of the non-combustible inner packaging fully enclosed with the chemical oxygen generator, the plate for the and plate piece of the equipment inside of the outer packaging with the requirements of paragraph D1 section. Impractical side of the packaging. If the piece of the equipment with the unapproved the chemical oxygen generator is installed with the large the aircraft is not to be practical to be fully enclosed with the packaging prescribed with the paragraph G12 of this section visible with the durable warning tag must be securely attached to the piece of the equipment the static for the items contained with the chemical oxygen generator. Testing the unapproved the chemical oxygen generator without its packaging must be capable with the same the 1/8 meter of the drop of the ridge if it's not resilient flat with the horizontal surface within position must be likely cause damage to non-actuation allow for the content of the marking 1. Unapproved the chemical oxygen generator inside of the piece of the equipment that will receive the difficulty to determine the oxygen generator's presence for example the class of the seal the passenger surface of the unit and then the visible the durable the warning sign must be attached to the piece of the equipment and the items contained with the chemical oxygen generator and each of the outer packaging of the if and you the moment visible and durable marked on the following statement that this package is not authorized for transportation aboard aircraft. And then I'm gonna come back to this. Like I don't know. Like gonna take a small little smoke break, and I'll be right back at 173, 170.